right, so we are really ready, good to go here?
Yep.
All right, it is 7 o'clock. I'd like to call to order a regular meeting of the Brookfield Inland Wetlands Commission. My name is Sharon Fox. I act as chair of the commission. To my right, Mr. Tom Keller, who is a regular member. To my left, Mr. Bob Hudeman, who is the commission's secretary. Further down, we welcome Dave Frankel back. And further down at the end is Mr. Rob Scalera, sorry about that, Rob, who is an alternate. So all 5 of us will be voting members this evening. Further down is our recording secretary, Cassandra Varian, and down on the other end, Ms. Laura Balkowski, who is the Wetlands Enforcement Officer. So we will begin with the Wetland Officer's report. So we've got active sites, 731. I didn't quite get to that one. I don't see that one in my pile. Maybe I'm
in your pile. We did
jumping
go out
over
there.
it. How's it going?
It's going very well. Instead of Cindy, I'm sorry, I can't think of her name. Kelsey. And I went out
Okay.
to the site along with the property owner.
Okey-doke.
We did tour the site together. A few recommendations were made as far as putting up silt fencing around the stockpiles with dirt
Okay.
that are to remain. At this point in time, the site is pretty stabilized. I went out again today.
Okay.
I saw that it was strawed. Seed's been put down.
Okay.
Hay's been put down. For the most part, I would say that site is pretty stable on the outside.
All
The
right.
plantings have been,
All right, do we want to then end the third party?
I think at this point in time, it would be fine to do that.
Okay. Okay, I think let's just make a motion to that effect, everybody, to end the third party, reviews of the site, in consideration of the fact that it is, you know, developed enough to be stable.
There was a recommendation for additional plantings that
Okay.
they went ahead and they're purchasing, and I haven't seen them installed just yet, but I was told that they were gonna give me a call. They're over towards the river.
So
But-
is that something significant, like 20 or 15 or
Nah, I don't think
5
it's
or?
gonna be like 4 or 5.
Okay,
And it
so.
was just additional, not on the original plan, just to help a little erosion for the river itself, not on the site, so.
Okay. Yeah, because there was another consideration. They had, unfortunately, a lot of dead trees, right? They had, what, 10 of them or so-ish? So we said, you know, sure, go ahead and take them down. The commission said, can we plant some? So is there something that we should do? Can we do like a no-fee modification to get those things on the plan? Can we do something like that?
For the replanted,
No.
planting of the trees?
Yeah, for what you guys are just talking about, because they're not on the
They
plan.
are not, these are the, have you been informed of this yet, Michelle, or no? Have you?
So just a quick,
Michelle Moss McCoy of our town's Green for
Okay.
731 Sugar Road. I actually drove by on my way here today, and they did stable the haze down, everything's stable. We came before you to remove the trees.
you're right.
And
Yeah,
we
yeah,
got
yeah.
approval for that.
Yes, you did.
And I know that some of them, they were just gonna kind of trim and leave
As dead
as
trees.
dead
Right.
trees, cause you wanted it for the birds and the woodpeckers and stuff.
Right.
The animals.
Right. It was a casual conversation that Laura was gonna have, say, if you're taking out a whole bunch of them, can we replace some of
I
them?
don't think they ended up taking out.
I don't feel like they took out as many as that was originally approved.
Right.
I haven't counted the trees that were out, they were definitely all dead. And I think they just trimmed them.
Right, I think that was the
Instead of
intent.
taking them,
Down.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Can we, is there a way to do, like I said, 'cause I don't wanna have them pay for a site plan modification for this, right?
Well, we did get approval for that, for the dead tree removal. We
Yeah,
need
but
to.
don't we got a couple other handful of shrubs and stuff like that?
Like the
so-
shrubs, I think, are at the outlet of the wet swale, which is separate from the tree removal.
yes. So what they were planting has nothing to do with the tree removal, it's actually, the tree removal is closer in.
Okay, I understand. I didn't know how that went. I had heard what we approved was they could take out 10 and you were gonna try and convince them to replace some of them. That's the last I've heard. So now I have an update that you didn't have to take out as many,
No, yeah, and I think
whatever
like you said-
number was, right?
I mean, we can ask them to plant again, I don't feel like we can demand it at this point.
No, it was a casual conversation, right? When,
yeah.
to take out, cause at the time, we weren't sure how many they were going to and how
Mhm.
they were going to do it, and so it was going to be a conversation with you, right? Cause it could be just an agent approval, to see if they could plant some. So now what you're telling me, you're updating me, cause I didn't know,
Mhm.
that no trees are being planted to take out those, but we are still gonna have a couple little shrubs here and there,
Mhm.
so we should get those on the plan somehow.
Okay, so there should be a separate plan actually that was attached to one of the reports
Okay,
from Kelsey, maybe that's why we're getting confused.
okay,
That was including the location of where they were doing the additional plantings.
okay, so,
So, so you wanna do a modification and have somebody?
that's what I'm thinking, to get them on the plan, right, so we know what's on the plan. These extra 3 or 4 of them, this, so, how do we do that?
Cause they're so close to the river itself
Okay,
that I don't even know if your site plan even covers, like, it would be pretty much like just a big area. We could ask, the property owner just to write a letter to the extent of, do you wanna go through the formal modification process?
I know, I don't,
So could we just do a field change?
we could do a field change, I just.
Just want it on a kind of plan as a field change,
as a
so
field-
we have it in the file
So we
of
have
the
it in the
location of
file.
the plantings.
That's what I'm
Okay,
after, that's what I'm after.
Sorry, it took me so long to get there, but I.
Okay, well, maybe I didn't explain myself very well.
Okay.
But yes, we need something
Mhm.
so that the plan, so that when you go out for the final approval, when they're all done, we'd say, oh, look at that, oh, good, that's done,
Mhm.
right? That's all I'm,
Yeah,
that's all
not a
I'm
problem.
after.
So I don't have to do like an application, we'll just do something to put in the file.
That's what I didn't want you to have to do.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to avoid.
Yeah, I could take what she, Kelsey, what she
yeah.
did and do a little blow up of it and just give it to Laura to put in the file.
Or staple it to the plan or something,
Absolutely.
right? Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, the school. I see a little note to Paul.
He did respond to me
Yep.
saying he's asking for an update from the company. I have
Okay.
not gotten one yet.
All right,
So I'm still actively watching that site. I was actually out there a couple times this week, so.
okay. All right, so it sounds like I assume these plantings are in this created wetlands area? I assume that's what we are referring to here. Again, that's all this one is about.
Yeah, we
This-
were looking for the baseline report.
We just want the baseline. Did they were they able to do what they said they were going to do?
And I don't even know if they've fully successfully
Okay.
complete, because the site is still very much under construction.
All right, well then, good, that's a nice update there. 23 Grays Bridge. I know about a month ago, we had, a gentleman here talking about, is that right?
This was, yes, we had
Yeah.
a gentleman coming to ask for a site plan modification
Right,
to
right, right.
exchange pavers for a gravel drive.
Yeah.
I think that was
Right,
approved.
that's, yeah.
Yeah, that was taken care of
Yeah.
last.
That was
Yeah,
approved.
no, I'm just, no, I'm kinda mixed up the Grays Bridge. I jumped mentally ahead. So the Grays Bridge Road is the self-storage.
Yes.
Yeah, just
So,
after that.
sorry, I jumped ahead. So it sounds like everything there is
Moving forward.
moving along. Let's just, again, that's right on the river. That site I don't think is anywhere near stable yet.
It's not, have you driven down there?
I've driven by it, but I can't see the backside.
It's not 100% stable, but it's
Yeah.
probably further along than you think it is.
Yeah.
I drove down, I try to get through there like at least once a week. And it's not, a lot of the weeds take place on the hill.
Yeah.
The border between the road.
Right.
So that stabilized it fairly well on the site itself. I expect it to become a little bit more unstable though, because they're gonna pour the gravel drive, which they
Okay.
just, for their access drive.
All right, well
So I
then-
would keep it on the reporting, so.
Yep, okay, again, we thank them for staying with this one. Now, the one I was thinking about, 58 Old Grays Bridge. That one, we're not expecting an update, but we wanna keep it here, right?
For 58, oh,
58,
yes,
that's the one
because-
with the contaminated soils.
Correct, and they went before you too recently.
Right.
And Just so you know, they actually, did get EPA and deep findings against them to remediate, so I'll get you the documentation for your next meeting,
Okay.
it just came through.
All right.
Chair, could I just?
Yes.
back up a bit? For 731 Federal Road, we kinda got wrapped around with the plantings. Were you gonna make a motion to extend the inspections? Or-
Yes. No, we didn't do that, did we?
No.
Yes, I was.
Sorry.
But yes, thank you. All right, let's just jump back to 731, just to formalize make sure the commission is all in agreement that we can end the third-party review for 731. So I'll make that motion, that in consideration of the recent site visit by the Inland Wetlands Enforcement Officer, who's determined that the site is adequately stabilized, the commission agrees to end the third-party reviews for 731 Federal Road. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Bob seconds it. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Okay, 468 Federal Road. A month ago, we were just, where did we leave this one?
So this is the one with the stormwater maintenance agreement.
Right.
This is approval that had, originally part of the conditions of approval is they needed to file the stormwater maintenance agreement on the land records. But the, never occurred with the original owners, so now the new owners have written a stormwater management agreement, and it needs to be signed by the chair of Wetlands if you find it appropriate to sign.
Oh, okay, this is the one you sent me the email on.
Yes.
Okay, I am a little vague on reading this one. Can I just ask my fellow commissioners, did everyone get a chance to read this one? Again, we have to understand whether these comply with the stipulations that we put in place for 468
I
Federal
didn't get
Road.
a chance to read it.
All right, well, let's put this on as a little homework assignment for all of us to, like I said, just review the file for 468 Federal Road and assure ourselves that what they are planning for their stormwater management plan conforms to the stipulations. So I will try and get into the wetlands, to the land use office and do that this week, and so that I will be prepared. Okay, anything else on active sites? Get them all? Okay, enforcement, 35 Merwin Brook. We got an email in here. This is very tiny writing here. Laura, can you help us out with what this says?
Sure, this pretty much is a letter from the landscape company who's being responsible for the plantings, saying that they were unable to do so because there was no water, there was no well at the site. And is requesting to push back the planting date into a date in September. I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me.
I said I didn't.
September 15th.
September
So- Is that
15th
Right,
and
just,
November
like,
15th.
completely tiny, or
It
is
is,
it?
it's pretty tiny, so, but
Just
you're testing my eyesight,
because-
Madam Chair.
because
Oh, so it's not just me.
No, so
It's because of the way it was saved and printed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it turned into, yes, we'll make sure they're bigger for next time. But that is what they're saying pretty much, that they didn't install the plantings because there was no water.
Except for Mother Nature, of course.
Except for Mother
Rain.
Nature, who actually has been very generous.
Generous. All right, well,
But
we
you can't
still
always count
have-
on that.
We still have the fines.
Citations.
Okay, well, good. Let's continue those. Okay. Anybody have any other comments on this
Nope.
matter?
Nope.
Okay. 11A Crossroad. Someone here for 11A Crossroad?
He
Let's
was
just
here.
take a
I
look.
think he left.
rather than one file.
Yeah, but am I looking for 3? I have
No, you're looking for 11.
11A.
11A. Yep. I know there's a lot of crossroads.
All right, so you were kind enough to get an email out to them on July 10th. And they sent an email back on July 11th. They got the surveyor coming next week, so sometime in July, coordinating with the soil scientist. He's waiting on the soil scientist's name so he can share them with you. Commission. All right, so they still don't have a soil scientist confirmed and a date.
Certainly had enough time.
Well, seems that way, Bob. So they have their surveyor coming out next week, and he is the one coordinating with the soil scientist. And that was June. Excuse me, I'm misreading this thing here. And so then you sent him an email on the 10th, and you've not heard back from them?
I don't believe so, no. They haven't come to the last couple meetings, if I remember
So-
correctly.
So it's been a month, and we've not heard a squeak.
That's right.
Over a month. It's June.
Well,
We already issued
yeah,
a
we-
citation on this once. We had it stayed at the March 13th meeting. I could send them a letter asking them to be here, otherwise we'll go back to citations.
Citations and fines, so I don't know how everybody feels about that.
I agree.
I mean, like I said, we understand some things take time, but we haven't heard anything from these guys since June. And Laura was kind enough to send them a request July 10th, and we've not heard a squeak from them. We have not heard anything from them.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, again, we have a lot of these, and we're trying to be consistent. It's not easy, because everybody's a slightly different situation. And so it's not exactly the same, but we haven't heard from them. And they're not here. I mean, my suggestion would be to move to, citations and fines. So
I agree
don't know
with
how
you. I
everybody
agree.
feels
Would
about
we
that.
be able to revoke fines if we find it,
Yes.
okay, as long as we can revoke it
We can do,
later.
if we find some compelling or some
Mhm.
unusual circumstance, the answer is yes.
Okay, because sort of a severe
Right.
penalty, but I'll go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did this one started way back in the
In the
spring,
winter.
In the winter, right? All right, well, help me with the exact wording on the motion here to move to the next enforcement level.
I'd like to give a little bit of time before I start issuing citations
Okay.
instantly, at the very least, like 10 days to allow them an opportunity to get their mail.
Okay.
So to,
How do you want it worded then for that? And I'm fine, I'm fine with that. I don't know how everybody else feels about that.
Yeah.
Along the
Yeah,
lines of
no,
an update
that's
by next
absolutely
meeting.
Yeah, either that, or if you don't hear from them, she can move, she can.
you can make a motion that if I do not hear from them in the next, whatever the commission feels comfortable with, I can go forward and.
Well, you want
the
10
next
days?
step. I would like 10 days.
10
is normally-
days.
10 business days or 10 days?
Well, let's see, today's the 12th. I mean, I think we'd like to have an update by the next
By the
meeting.
next
Right.
meeting?
Yeah, so
So at the
that's-
next
Yes.
meeting,
So if you haven't,
It'd be the
So we're
26th,
here.
I think.
So if you haven't heard from them, if you don't have an update, a satisfactory update by, say, Friday, the 23rd, you know, I
An
think I would like to encourage the commission to allow you to go to the next level and issue
Citations. and fines.
citations with fines.
Right.
And I would put the fine, the other fine we had was $100 a day.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So, let me see if I get this motion right here, or if anybody wants to make it.
Go ahead. Yeah, you can do that.
Don't everybody speak at once here. Like I said, so for the matter of, it's 11 Cross Road, right?
11A.
Or
11A.
11A. Is it 11 or 11A?
11A.
The file says
11A.
both.
It's both, they're adjoining properties, it's
Okay.
the same property owner.
Okay, so, all right, so I need both addresses in the motion, okey-doke. All right, so, in the matter, in the matter of the enforcement for 11 and 11A Cross Road for, continued noncompliance and lack of an update since June 11th, the commission will enable the Wetlands Enforcement Officer to contact the applicant, and if she does not obtain to her, a response to her satisfaction, the commission will ask her to move to the next level of enforcement with a citation and issue fines at $100 a day. You like that? Okey-doke.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay,
You
Tom seconded, hate that word. I hate that word. Seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. You do that with regret. 499 Federal Road. We're just waiting for these plantings, right?
Correct, we're just keeping it on there as a reminder,
Right, because this is the one with the little storm water.
the little swale that they're.
Little
doing there.
swale, okay, well, that's good, which is gonna improve things a little bit, which is great, and we appreciate them doing it. Okay, 2A Crossroad, someone here for that, 2A Crossroad?
I thought he was. But,
No, the gentleman that you saw was 3 Crossroad.
yeah, Scalzo was here.
Yes, he's 3 Crossroad.
Oh, three guy. Okay. All right.
Crossroad's been very busy.
2A Crossroad, I got the right one? 2A, too many crossroads. Okay, so we've got June 28th, we have the soil scientists delineation. Where did we leave this one? Were they gonna move to putting a plan together?
I thought they were going to submit an application, but I have not seen one yet.
So where'd you guys leave this one? Did this come up on, where's the minutes here last? So were they here at the last meeting?
I think they were at
2A.
the last.
No, 2A, the minutes from July 22nd say, no one was present on behalf of the property. Discussion will be postponed to the next regularly scheduled meeting. Okay, so, June 28th, it is now 6 weeks later. I'm sure we spoke to them in early July. We don't have a plan.
No plan.
There's no joy in this, I can tell you. How does everybody feel about this one? I know how I feel, but don't let me dominate the conversation.
When was the last communication? What date?
June.
Yeah, I remember talking to these guys, I think in early July, and telling them that they needed to put together a plan and an application.
Would you say that would be about a month ago?
I would say yes.
Just over. Yeah, I remember them coming in a little while ago.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't here in the last meeting.
Do they agree to a particular time for presenting a plan?
I don't think we had set a deadline. So
Maybe
let's
we
do
should set
something,
a deadline
let's do
now.
something similar to what we did for 11. Again, we're trying to be consistent. I mean, Dave, you, again, I know, just to bring you up to speed.
Yeah.
We've had about 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6-ish, or half a dozen-ish, 5-ish, 6-ish, applications where people inadvertently or advertently cut down trees in wetlands and in the upland review area. Just, we didn't have any, and then suddenly we had about 5, so we're trying to handle them all the same. We're all trying, we've all had conversations with them, it's a multi-step process, they needed to understand where the wetlands were, because none of them had any information. And then, once we got that, then they put together a plan, they got to an application, then we see them, and then hopefully all the plantings will be done in the fall. So everyone says, yep, yep, yep. We don't have anything. So, I don't see a follow-up email, so let me make a suggestion on this one. Again, trying to be consistent, right? Let's do for 2A Crossroad, just what we did for 11A Crossroad. Can you send them an email and ask for, remind them that they need to submit an application with a remediation plan? And please provide, with the understanding that the commission is expecting this work to be done in the fall of '23. And
Yeah,
the commission
24.
wants an update on this by their next, for their next meeting.
I would even say at this point in time, we would ask them to have an application submitted by the next meeting. This has been going on for a while.
It's the same
I
sort
feel
of.
like it's just kind of dragging out, so.
Right, but they don't have the benefit of a email that's, like 11A, they've had an email for 6 weeks. Let's give these guys the same courtesy. 2A, I don't see an email asking for an update.
I emailed everybody. Not Mr. Figueroa.
Well, if you, I'm sure you did, but I don't see it,
Okay.
okay? So if you could do that, again, with whether, using your good judgment, right? To word it such that they understand that an application with a remediation plan is required by the commission by the August 26th meeting.
Because we're gonna zip through the fall planting time really quick.
Exactly. All right, so let's take a look at 84 Laurel Hill. Here, I gotta walk down there.
He's actually been in the office to talk to me. He's been in the process of submitting his application.
Wonderful.
So that one I do have an update for, but I haven't, we're a little backlogged on applications being received from the system, so he might have actually already submitted it.
Okay, do you, again, same?
I do, but he has been in communication with me.
Okay, all right.
And the same is true for actually 3 Crossroad. He submitted his application today, and I haven't gotten a chance to review it just yet. So
Okay.
I don't even think there was a file made because it was submitted on the online portal.
Okay, well, that's good then.
But
All right.
it was submitted.
Wonderful, that is wonderful news. So, 84 Laurel Hill Road, just to summarize, the applicant has been in contact with you. They are in the process of submitting an application momentarily, is your understanding?
If it's not already in there, which might not have been released yet,
Okay,
there's
good,
a
well, that's
process.
progress, and for 3 Crossroad, looks like the application just came
That came
in
in
today.
today.
So good, so we'll let you guys put together the file, and we'll have it on the agenda for the August 26th meeting.
Perfect.
Okey-doke. All righty, anything else for enforcement?
No, you'll have another one that will be on here for your next meeting.
Great, good. Do you want to tell us about it, or should you have us just wait?
Well, you can wait till the next meeting. I believe that
Okey-doke.
they're supposed to attend the next meeting, so.
Okey-doke. Just a regular thing or a show cause?
Just a regular.
Okay. All right, anything else, guys, enforcement? All right, old business, 119A Obtuse Hill Road. Is there someone here for that? Okay, why don't you come down, sir, we'll get your name over to Cassandra, and let's take a look at the file here. Let me see if I can get this one correct. So these are new business? familiar?
Sounds good.
Okay, I get a chair, Mr. Bambino, we don't have
Excuse
a, normally we have chairs here,
sorry,
but
don't worry about
make
it.
yourself at home. Now, I said I wasn't at the last meeting, so
Let's see if I can.
Bob, let's take a look at the file, I don't, did they, let's see if the minutes noted anything here.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Oh, look how tall
I feel like
it
I'm
is.
at the principal's office.
Yeah, yeah, there's a little flippy on the side.
Okay, thank you.
You can go down, yeah.
Thank you.
Put your seatbelt on. Okay, Hundred West Bridge. Okay, property owner with, okay, so you were not here 2 weeks ago, is that right?
Yeah, they said
I
that.
wasn't
I-
either, so, same thing.
No presentation was received
So
last
no
time,
presentation,
so
okay, good, well then
Ready
let's,
for it today.
all right, good, well then, let's just take a quick look at your application here. Okay, so we've got construct a rear deck onto the house about 54 feet by 16. Disturbed wetland area is 0. Disturbed linear feet of water course is 0. Total wetlands on the property, lots of 3. Wow, your property is 3.7 acres and wetland is 3.64?
Yeah, I would never even known.
Isn't that cool?
I guess.
No, that's really cool.
I was, throwing a curveball when I read that. so,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, so I'm assuming then that there's a little bit of fill going on here. And so we have, let's see, we've got a couple of things. I've got exhibit 2, which shows a home and a
Yeah,
deck.
so that's my property.
Yep.
That's my house, and that's my proposed deck in the rear. And
Okay.
I made pictures of the backyard just to give you guys a better perspective. That helps.
Okay, well, let's see. All right, so this one is in, what we're kind of interested
Yeah.
in is, what the GIS map is saying about wetlands, and that looks like this little line in here?
Almost the entire property is wetlands.
Yeah, but that,
Except
do you?
for the one little area where the house and the deck are.
Yeah, but is this a tree line, do you know, Laura, here, or is this the tree line, or is
Yeah,
this
that's
the?
tree line. This is all tree line
Okay,
along
so
the property.
where are the wetlands?
I think it's the
Oh,
purple.
oh,
The
it's,
entire-
oh, so your home in the driveway is in wetland soil. Ah. Great. Good.
When was the house built?
I think 2000, 2001.
That's interesting. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take, I think best, Laura, again, for the record, since the map, that Mr. Bambino gave us doesn't have the wetlands on it, I think we wanna draw the wetlands on the, we wanna draw the,
Wetlands.
yeah, the deck on the wetlands version.
Okay.
So at least
Mhm.
the record will show that we knew what we were doing. So this deck, so,
Somebody don't
yeah,
interrupt
so,
that.
yeah, that's okay, so
Sorry about that.
we're just talking about like the paperwork
Yeah,
trail.
sure.
Cause,
I got it.
again, so you were kind enough to show where your deck is going to
Yep.
be on this map, but this map doesn't show wetlands.
Got ya.
So the map that the commission is going to approve has to show wetlands, otherwise you wouldn't need to be here.
Sure.
Right, so we need to have what is going on here on the wetlands
Got it.
map.
Okay.
So this deck is 16 feet by 54?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
draw it on here, okay?
Sure.
16 by 54.
Yep.
Put the
Alright.
dimensions in.
Yeah, I think I got that right.
Yes, you got it right.
Okay. All right, so this is, I'll just make an arrow that
Sure.
says, deck, is it wood?
Yeah, wood.
And it's sonotubes?
Yes. show you.
Cause I was gonna say, I know you said you were gonna bring
Yeah,
pictures of your
your
backyard.
recommendation was good, so, that's the back of the house. Those were the two existing bricks that was
So they
built.
filled them all in.
Just another picture of the backyard.
And where here do you wanna put the deck?
So the deck is basically,
Oh, that's flooded.
yeah, it's basically getting rid of these two decks and just
Oh, okay, all right,
Just,
all right, okay.
tying that together. Cause those are useless, they're like 8 feet.
Is there a stream back there or something?
No. When she told me the whole problem with wetlands, I was shocked because it's all lawn, it's not like there's ferns and stuff.
Right.
Well, they may have filled them, but that's just sort of odd. I don't, you know what, maybe they graded for the house? It's just, what you've got here doesn't look,
It doesn't look like
It doesn't-
wetlands.
No,
It
that's why I
doesn't-
was
well,
shocked
certain-
when I was told that was all wetlands, when I said, oh.
yeah, well, these are all done from airplanes, right?
Like, I
So-
noticed that they get a lot of water, so, like, right down here on their property from the hill.
Okay,
Cause I've had conversations with the neighbor, they get a lot of water right over here. He's got a pond over here, but basically where I am, over here, I was sort of shocked that it was even wetlands because I would've never known.
Sharon, did you say the driveway is on wetland soil?
yeah, the whole,
How
yeah,
did-
this GIS map is showing that this entire lot, essentially the driveway, well, the last 20% of it anyways, and his home.
It's 100%.
The
Did
town-
they
or the-
change the regulations from 2000 to present?
I don't know, I was not on wetlands in 2000, so I don't know anything about this one.
And see if we had no wet, GIS map.
Well, either that, or, you said 2000? So
Yeah.
there should be a file for this.
I'll find the file.
Okay.
I know.
Huh.
Unless at the time somebody did soil testing, is my only guess. But I would have thought that there would have been a record of it if there was.
Maybe there is.
You could do sonotubes, you said,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
You get them down 40 inches?
42 minimum.
42, right. Hope you don't hit water.
No, no, no.
Well,
According to this, you might,
according to this, you might.
right.
This
I think
one?
if I was gonna see water, it'd be in the front lawn, because the front lawn comes down much lower than the back. So it figured
Front lawn.
I'd see water on the front lawn, but we cut our lawn every week, no problem.
Here's what's going on in my mind. These maps are directionally correct, but they're not precise. You know, they're not precise to the
Inch.
scores of feet even, really. I mean, but they are directionally correct. So there's likely something, particularly you got a pond and you're saying the neighbor's got some water down here. There's obviously something going on. This was done by the state because they had airplanes flying all over the state. So they just did what they could, but we have found sometimes they're pretty close, sometimes they're not so close.
It's Fred Beer's Brook.
What's that?
Fred Beer's Brook.
We've had that in the
Yeah,
past.
I'm looking for a brook here on this map. I see the pond, and that's
Yeah,
what I
he
was.
gets, so his water comes into the pond from this area.
Okay,
And then they have a pipe going under the driveway around right here, and then there's an outlet down there.
we've looked at these before. These look very familiar.
So I
Well,
noticed
that
the-
Fred Beer's brook, that came up a while ago with something else.
Yeah, there's been a lot of activity there.
It could have been, you know, a year or two
Yeah,
ago.
I just know in truth, but I know the water goes into this pond down below,
Okay,
and then it goes under the driveway right around here, close to
Yeah.
the main road. Then it goes into like, the water just continues, and it must go back down to the,
maybe
into
that's
the
what
lake.
this is.
that's down
There's
below on
something.
the other people's property.
I mean, I'm struggling a little bit with putting a deck, you know, expanding the footprint here into wetlands. I'm struggling with that a little bit. I might get past it, but I am struggling with that a little bit. I mean, we could.
It's not particularly devastating.
No, it's not, it's not like he's
No,
building
exactly.
a 100-foot garage. I agree
Right,
with you
right.
there.
And he's already got some kind of
Decks, yeah, there's 2 decks.
something there. Is putting it on the sonotubes, you can even probably have a smaller footprint than that.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it's, if we should, again, trying to be consistent, if we should just have a soil scientist go out there and dig a couple holes and see what is there. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
That might be a good idea. That would,
Well, let me ask you a question. If we do find water down, say, 20 or 24 inches or something, then what do we do?
I mean, part of me would like to would just better understand if this map is even, again, accurate.
yes, I have a question in my mind about the
If it's
map.
even accurate. I mean, it's not like he has to put a septic system in.
No,
He
no,
has
exactly,
to
no,
do it,
exactly.
it's-
No, I
It's a
agree.
little,
No, that's exactly, that's why, I mean, as I say, maybe put a soil scientist,
dig a few holes there and see if there's even wetlands there. I mean,
That
because
would
my
be-
guess is there probably isn't. That's
Right.
my guess, there's no wetlands there.
so are we doing it for him or are we doing it for us?
We're doing it for everybody.
Okay.
You're doing
Yeah.
it for everybody, because I said you don't wanna really be building in wetlands.
Right.
I mean, he's got a home here, which apparently is not having any problems whatsoever. So
Right.
I'm
Even though I was on
I'm
Wetlands.
kinda thinking that this is, again, directionally correct, but
Right.
inaccurate for his property.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm sort of thinking, I can change my mind, but right at this moment, I'm thinking that it would be appropriate for this commission to really understand, before we allow them to cover more wetlands, if there's wetlands there at all. It doesn't
Yes.
look like it.
No, it doesn't look like
It does
I
not
agree.
look like it, but I'm not the soil scientist, I'm not the one digging the holes.
Right. You got a full basement?
Yeah.
You do, okay.
Alright.
I mean, it comes down from a hill, and there's nothing back here.
Yeah. I'm just,
You know, it would be interesting to look at the files from 2000.
Don't have them.
Don't have them.
You don't have an
There is
application?
no wetlands file for this house.
I mean, I can't, like I said, I'm not this wetland soil scientist, so I can't tell.
It's obviously been previously, if there was wetlands to begin with, it has been disturbed. It's in a grassy area.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things, do you want him to spend money on an applicant? I mean, that's not really.
Well, I am, that's, I do
You know,
understand
you-
that, but the option, the other option would be just to willy-nilly just let them say, oh, because they put the house in wetlands, let's put a deck in, and that doesn't seem to be right either.
No, but we have allowed things on previously disturbed areas, though.
But I don't know if
I
it's
don't
previously
understand
disturbed,
the,
that's what I'm saying. Oh, I'm sorry, Dave, go ahead.
I don't understand the driveway.
You don't understand the
well, that's
driveway?
fascinating.
What do you mean?
Okay.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
no, of course it is. It's from 24 years ago, but we allowed a driveway in.
I don't know what it looked like 24 years ago. Just looking at this thing, if you brought a picture and showed me this, I'm going, there's no wetlands there.
I agree.
Yeah, no, that map doesn't
It-
jive.
It doesn't jive with what we're seeing here, so, I'm not sure. I have to tell you, I've been looking at this thing for about 20 minutes now, 15 minutes. I am not sure where I'm coming down on this. I'm
Well,
not
the soil scientist will ascertain
Whether
whether
there's
there's
wetlands there or
wetlands or
not.
no wetlands. That'll sort of clear everything up.
That will clear it up, and then it'll be easy. If there is, then we know. If there isn't, then he doesn't even need us.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Would they have allowed the guy who built the house to build a house that close to wetlands and go down a full basement?
Well, we don't know. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm really not. I mean, I'm just trying to be consistent here. I don't know what this looked like in 2000 when the house was built. We don't have the file. For all I know, there were no wetlands there. Because that does seem unusual for this commission to have allowed a house to be in wetlands
dead
like
in the middle.
that and allow a yard. It just seems unusual. But I wasn't on the commission 24 years ago. I was not. So I don't know. I don't know what was approved. I don't know what they looked at when
I
they
don't think
approved
they
it.
looked at anything.
Well, I don't know. you're right. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I-
seem
it
that they
doesn't seem
did,
like
but
it
we
was
don't,
anything because there's no file. I would have some kind of record, even if it was just something. I think that if you want my personal opinion, that purple layer wasn't around in 2012 as
That's-
far
that's
as.
my guess.
Mhm.
That's my guess, that it wasn't there.
Mhm. And so it never went before Wetlands Commission. But based off of the fact that it had the purple layer, because I remember when this gentleman came in and we had a conversation, it
Yeah.
was based off of the record and what I have in front of me, it says you have wetlands. I'm not a soil scientist either. I'm
Right.
like, come before the commission and see what they want to do, because it's odd.
I'm gonna, right now, I'm not quite sure what the answer is. I said, I'm a little reluctant to just say, let's just build another deck, let's just extend, something bigger in wetlands. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite ready to do that. I would like to know, so I'm gonna think about it, but I would like to suggest, I don't know if my colleagues agree here, I would like to suggest, it would be good for you to know if there's wetlands there. That would be a very good piece of information for you to know, and that's engaging
For
a.
what reason in the future? Because I don't plan on building anything. I'm just gonna
Right.
put sonotubes down and put a deck down and that's it.
I understand I respect your
Yeah, yeah.
position there.
Now, if I was building like an addition or a garage later on, I'd get it, like I need to know if there's
Yeah.
enough wetlands there, so if I bring an excavator in and I'm doing all this disturbing, but I mean, sonotubes are.
Well,
No.
they are, they're not, again, it's not like you're building a 100-foot garage, digging down, 42 inches for a basement for pits in the
Footings,
garage, for
footings, yeah.
example. What's that?
Footings.
Footings,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
footings and things like that. But I am not quite there yet, to just putting a deck
That
over
image of
what
the,
may or, over what appears to be wetlands. If it wasn't wetlands, that would be easy, right?
Mhm.
That would be easy. And to me, it doesn't look like wetlands.
It doesn't look it, but
It
with the
doesn't
map.
look it, but I don't know. I don't know, without a Connecticut wetland soil scientist engaging, you would engage them. That individual would come out, dig a few holes around where your deck is and let you know whether you have wetland soils there or not. I mean, that's what they do. They come out with a shovel and dig, and they look at the soil, they have little charts, and they say wetland soils, not wetland soils. And if there are no wetland soils, then this makes it very easy. And that's what it kinda looks like, but that's not what this says.
And if it was a $50 fee to get the guy out there, I'd be like, let's just do it, but it's expensive.
I don't know how much it costs, so. Well, I'm gonna leave that thought with you. I said, I'm not ready, it is old business, but I'm not, we have until the 25th of September to make a decision.
month and a half.
So that's where I'm thinking. I
Okay.
don't know, I'm gonna open it up, you guys let me know what you think.
That image of wetlands, that was taken from a satellite, right?
I don't think it's
No,
satellite.
no,
I think
air-
it's
aviation.
Where did
I think
it
it's
come from?
airplanes. I think it's airplanes.
Airplane.
Yeah, it's airplanes.
Oh, an airplane?
Do you have footing drains? Do you
Right.
know? Do you know where they discharge?
I do, and I've checked them, and there's not a lot of water that comes out of them, even in rainstorms. That's why when Laura.
Well, that's another reason why I'm asking.
Yeah, well,
you
when
know.
Laura said the property was on wetlands, I was like, I was shocked.
Right.
I
Now,
would
now,
imagine.
you only see water coming out when it's raining, or do you see water coming out
No, pretty much when it's raining,
only when it's raining? Okay,
yeah, cause I check them from time to
Okay.
time, just.
right, no, I get
Yeah,
it,
good
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Cetera, and I'm like, and that's why the people down below, I know they have water going onto their property from the hill
Right.
behind them, because I've spoken to them, but.
Well, I'm not surprised that you got a little hill here,
Yeah.
hit the foundation, go down to the footings and go out. I mean, that seems pretty straightforward, but if it were, serious wetlands, I would expect that you might be getting kind of a constant,
Yeah, and I would think like, I don't even think I'd have a lawn probably, right? I'd probably have more like ferns and stuff, like when there's a lot of water.
It's hard to say what
Yeah.
happened
Mhm.
there.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
hard to
it's
say,
hard
right.
to say. We don't know. None of us were there 24 years-ish ago.
I
So
mean,
we
anytime
really
I've
don't
had
know.
to dig for like the septic, like at least,
well, your septic's not,
In the front.
where's your in the front,
front,
right?
In the front.
Your well's in the back?
wells to the side, yeah.
Okay.
So
Rear,
it
but to the side.
would have been
Mhm.
great if there'd been a septic, because then we would know more.
This
You might,
deck
yeah.
is gonna
Yeah.
be above ground,
Yeah,
right?
it's only about 20 inches above ground.
So all you have to do is put
sonotubes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically there was two decks existing there.
Yeah,
So where those were, basically the same thing, I'm just coming, those were like 6 feet off the house, I was just coming another 10 feet off the house and just doing sonotubes.
mm-hmm.
The only
So
other
the
way
whole
is
thing isn't gonna be
approving the
disrupted
same
either.
precedent, which is gonna come back to bite you in the derriere.
Well, that's part of it, yeah, we do try and be consistent, we do, at least, we all try to be consistent and handle everything the same way. Like I said, here we have, and this is not the first time this has happened, where, again, they're close, but they're not exact. So we have had people engage a soil scientist, come out and dig some holes, and then everybody knows. So that's kind of where I'm not ready to make a decision. I want to think about it a little bit. Again, I'll leave you with that. You could make for me anyways, snap and a half probably. Comes out, says there's no wetland soils there. Because it doesn't look like it. Other than that, I'm going to think about it.
Okay.
Would it be easy to get the same sort of information for the area, surrounding area, like especially up the hill? Because I know there's a lot of new construction just west of that, up the hill.
What are you thinking, like on another lot or?
Well, the next road up is, I don't know, Christmas Tree Farm or something.
Okay.
Everything's new there, and it's probably a couple hundred yards to the west, straight
Okay.
up the hill.
All right,
And that's where the brook
the brook goes.
comes from, as it goes
Comes
down
from.
to the river.
Okay.
So maybe if we can get, broaden our view a little bit and see where the wetlands is, that would help.
Well, it might if you got a bigger view of the GIS, but that wouldn't change this. Even a bigger view, I mean, those properties would not have commonly gone onto someone else's property and dug holes. They would have just dug holes on the lots that they were interested in, if I'm getting the gist of your conversation. which
Well,
I
just
might not.
trying to get a bigger picture of what's going on in the area, and why that's showing up there on the map, and why it just looks
Yeah,
so dry,
it
with the
would-
exception of the pond.
Yeah, we'd still be guessing though,
Actually, I think the road just to the west of it is called something Pond Road.
something
It's
like
right
that.
across from Freddie's Lane.
Yeah,
Tree Hill Farm is the road I'm thinking of. It's off of Cross Pond or something.
okay.
I
You could,
guess
we
we,
definitely, if you, I said there's a meeting in 2 weeks, if you wanna take a look at that, I think you can look at this stuff online, just like the office can. I think you can look at these from home. So, if everybody wanna take a look at that over the next, between now and, the next
Yeah.
meeting or
Which-
whatever.
Which
See if you-
website is that?
See if you might see anything there that might sway your thinking, possibly.
Mm.
But I said, I'm not quite ready to say, yeah, go in and just put a deck on wetlands right now.
Does the existence of wetlands not need to show up in like deeds or?
No,
Doesn't?
it doesn't show up in deeds. It could, but that would be an extraordinary step.
It's
being
not
a deed.
normal.
It should have been on the file that we don't have, which is when the house was built, because there should be the building department or the zoning approval.
Well, there's a file for the house, I'm just
Okay.
saying there's no wetlands component to it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sorry, I missed.
Oh, okay, so there is a file, but the plan that the town has from 2000 says there's no wetlands. This is different than what they
Where's
had.
your septic on this plan?
Yeah.
So if you looked at
That's my
the,
tank,
Excuse-
and then the leaching fields are probably.
so if he had to do deep test holes with septic,
Correct.
there's gotta be some data for that.
Yeah, but still,
And that's wetlands.
Well, according to this, it is.
Right,
So
right.
it's,
The
it
tank is
just,
here and the leaching fields are
it's-
over here, so it's probably, from my deck to the tank is probably 50, 60 feet
it's
maybe.
probably just furthering what we believe to be the case. There's no wetlands there.
No, I understand, I understand.
Yeah, it's just furthering the case, but we can't tell, we don't know by guessing.
Right, right. I understand.
Okay.
is there a less expensive way for him to
That's what I was saying.
Like what?
verify
Like what?
that there are no wetlands there?
Like what?
I don't know.
No,
I
the
don't-
answer is no. The only way to find out is dig a hole and look at the soil.
I guess you're gonna have to think about how much do I want this deck versus you know,
Yeah,
the
so
soil
Like I said,
scientist.
if I was planning on like doing a garage or something, I'd be like, all right, I understand, but, to spend, it's a lot of money for the perk tests.
Yes.
It's a lot of money.
Well, they're not perk tests. They're wetland soil
Okay.
scientists, comes out and brings
They
a
just
shovel and digs
verify
some
whether
holes.
it's
So they're not,
wetlands or
they're
not
not perk
wetlands.
tests. He
Okay.
doesn't pour water into them and time them.
Okay.
He digs down and he looks at the soil that he's bringing out. There are something like 32 soil types in Connecticut, many of which are sandy and loamy and not wetland soils, and some of them are mottled, and those indicate water. So that's the definition of wetland soils
Okay.
in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I'm sure if it was inexpensive, I'd be like, okay, I got nothing to lose, but I'm sure it's more than.
If you have to have it done, you might as well test the property to see if there are wetlands there in case you want to do something else in the future.
Might as well put that big garage in.
No,
Well, you never know.
I'm getting too old and too,
Yes.
too broke as I get older, so.
Yeah,
no,
you
no.
might ask though, you know,
Yeah.
if,
Like I
because-
said, if I was planning on doing like an additional garage or something.
yeah,
I
you
would
don't want
definitely be
somebody coming,
interested,
you
yeah.
don't want somebody coming out twice either.
No,
So-
this was it. I didn't even think I'd be doing a deck at 57, so.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
All right. Well, that's where I am.
Okay.
Okay? Anybody else?
Okay.
All right, we're gonna do some cogitation, and really would strongly encourage you to do a little cogitation as well, you know, and think about getting,
Well, I can get some pricing and see what that's gonna cost me.
doesn't hurt to
That'll
get that, right?
probably be my,
Doesn't hurt to get that.
Would it be possible to do some kind of an alternative to a deck? You know, that you might be happy with that
well,
wouldn't,
How does that change wetlands, Dave?
I don't
I don't
know.
know if you need a permit to do a patio, do you?
Yeah, you'd be covering wetlands, so the answer
That
is
would be
yeah.
worse, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I would think, is a lot more disturbance than a.
Yeah.
Oh,
cemetery.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay,
all right, thank you.
thank you.
Yeah,
All right, I'll make a motion then to continue W-24-40-119A on Two Hill Road to the next regularly scheduled meeting.
I'll second that.
All right, so again, I just encourage everybody, Rob, that was a good idea, take a look at the bigger wetlands, you know, see if you get anything, but again, we don't know, the only way we know is if somebody digs a hole. All right, let's just push this discussion about vice chairman since we have people in the audience. So let's jump over 4A and let's go to 5A, new business. At 500A and 518 Federal Road, a transfer of a permit. We'll just get your name, sir, to
Sure.
Cassandra, and let me just grab the file here.
For the record, my name is Gary Michael, managing member of Colgate Brookfield LLC. This is a request for a permit that is, permit number W-22-27.
So do we have something from the current owner that transfers this to you? Is that what, that's what I'm
No,
looking
I am
for?
the current owner.
So, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No
I was
problem.
looking and maybe not listening.
I think Mr. Keller has it in front of him.
Yes.
Okay.
So you wanna transfer it to Tollgate, is that it?
No, I am told.
Okay.
Transferring it to Toll Brothers.
Toll Brothers.
This is to make sure
Okay.
your story is
So
straight.
you
I
are-
asked a question and he asked the same one.
Okay, so you wanna give it to Toll Brothers then?
I want to transfer the existing permit.
To Toll
Toll
Brothers. Oh.
Apparently, lawyers explained to me that your policy is now come in front of the commission to have a permit when I'm selling the property.
One of the conditions of the original approval was any transfers must be returned to the commission.
Oh, okay.
Plus, I also want to mention the fact that in the permit, condition 3 has been satisfied where the Connecticut Deep Monitoring Plan has been received. Steve Sullivan, CCA, has provided that to the commission. So condition of approval number 3 has been complied with.
Is that something recent?
It's in your permit.
But his compliance, is that something recent? Or-
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
okay, I didn't know,
No, no,
again,
paragraph.
see, I got a big tall pile here to go through.
I sympathize with you.
Yeah. All right, so.
We're not changing any individual conditions
No,
of
we're
the
not
approval,
doing
we're
it.
just changing the ownership.
Okay,
That's it.
all right, so I don't have to look at this.
Not
deep-
particularly.
Okay, all right.
Thank
Take
you
that
very
back, you're
much.
very welcome. All right, then I'll make a motion then to accept the current applicants, the current owner and the current applicant's transfer from Tollgate of Brookfield LLC to Toll Brothers Incorporated?
Correct.
All right,
I'll second that.
I don't think so, it's just Toll Brothers
Oh,
Incorporated?
you're right.
That's the
Correct.
name, right?
Yep,
Okay,
Yes,
did I get
my
that
bad.
right?
You did it right.
All righty, so I made the motion,
second.
Tom seconds. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you very much.
You're
for your
very
time.
welcome.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for
Have a
that.
nice evening.
Thank you.
Yep. All righty, next, we have 90 South Lake Shore. Someone here for that? 90 South Lake Shore. Let me get that front.
All right, good evening, Robert Sherwood, landscape architect, representing the client, Michael and his wife Jerry Smariglio.
Okay,
They purchased
before you get going, let me just take a look at the application and then we'll let you rewind. How's that?
That's all right.
Okey-doke.
This is a modification of an existing,
Okay.
permit that we did get in '22. It was, wetland permit 22 dash, scribble 39.
Okay, good. So that's a removal of the existing driveway within the review area and a slight modification to the approved wetland. boundary. You'll tell us about that. So
Yeah.
right now, there aren't any wetlands on the property. This is just close to the lake.
Yeah, it's a lake property. We are within the buffer of the lake where we're doing construction.
Okay, so just one more thing, and then we'll let you go. I have a map here. Make sure your map is the same one I got. I got a set of plans.
Dated down to the-
Yeah.
Where's the date?
They should be
Oh,
on the top,
8/31/22? No, 9/20
No, it
update?
should be at 6/6 of '24.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we have that update on here.
Am I got the right plan here? This is why we check.
Put it on the second page.
Is-
Flip over the corner.
No, it's not the right plan. Is it,
6/26/24,
oh,
parking
okay.
area.
Yeah, open it up. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. I didn't put the revision date on the first page. I didn't-
Okay, well, this is
Sorry.
why.
I was looking
this-
at my second
That's
page.
okay, this is why
Been there, done that.
I've made you wait, right?
No
So that we
worries.
know that we're looking at the right plan. So, now,
So,
go.
It's a unique shaped property. It's kind of a V shape. We
Okay.
have access off 90 Lake Shore Drive, or South Lake Shore, and there's a detached garage here. And then there's access off a common driveway from Kellogg Street that he owns this parcel. He actually owns,
Okay, so help me get oriented. Kellogg Street is here?
Kellogg Street is up,
It should be
up here. The lake is down here.
So the lake is down here.
Yeah, and this is South Lake.
And there, so there's a street here, South
Yep.
Lake Shore, that is just named, not
No, it's a real
drawn.
street. That's where he
I
parks.
understand that, yeah, but it's just named, it's not drawn. And Kellogg is over here, okay, and the lake is over here,
Right.
all right?
So we came in front of your board a couple years ago to do some modifications, revision to, renovation to the existing deck, et cetera, as well as a new walkway down here. The front door of the house is kind of in this awkward location for guests to arrive. So we made an application to the town, essentially to build a gravel parking area with a set of stairs down to get to the front door. In doing that, they agreed to do that. We did get a wetlands permit. We, as you can see, some of this is some of the existing, we have built most of this, and we stopped construction for the summer. And it came up where the client was wanting, there's a driveway down in here that he's not gonna use if he parks up in here. So what we decided to do is remove some impervious surfaces in your review area.
Okay, so that's this red cloud, right? Remove X walks.
Yeah, this
drive?
is the removal. that
Okay.
hatched area. This is kind of showing you where
Okay,
the revision is
All right.
on the property.
okay.
So, we're actually coming to you saying we want to remove impervious surface, not create.
Okay.
And Laura suggested that we come to a modification, that, you know, we're gonna remove that. We are going to re-landscape it. There will be some screening plants. The rest of it will be lawn. Within that, there is an existing walk that kind of comes out of the kitchen area here. We're just gonna rebuild that. Like I said, there is a net loss of impervious coverage about
Here it is.
1,000
Okay.
square feet. I think I wrote down.
So again, I got the removal of the driveway,
Mhm.
and what's the slight modification? Is that what you're,
Yeah, well, I called it a slight modification because we're removing this driveway. There's an existing wall that's here. that-
okay, so it's removal of the, I'm just trying to get the permit correct. So removal of the existing driveway and removal of the wall?
There's a small retaining
Small
wall. We're
retaining
just
wall.
gonna grade that down, so
Okay.
it's a smoother transition.
All right, I'm just gonna make this a little more accurate. So it's not a slight modification. It is removal of, it's a retaining wall or stone wall?
Yes.
Retaining wall?
Retaining wall. Like 18 to 20 feet.
Partial,
Mhm.
right, okay. All right, so do me a favor, I just updated the application, so just drop your initials in there, please. So everybody knows. Oh dear, right in there. Okey-doke. And that is all this and this, okay.
Okay, yep,
You wanna make a motion?
so go ahead.
Wanna do it?
Make a motion on application W 24-4490 South Lakeshore Drive for a modification to existing wetlands permit W 22-39. As shown on the site plan modification, drawing number LP 20 with the updated date of 6/26/24.
All the usual stipulations will continue to apply.
All the usual stipulations will continue to apply.
I'll second that.
Bob seconds that. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous.
Perfect. Thank
Okay,
you all.
yep.
Have a good week. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna sign this down here. And today is 8/12/24. Okay, what's next, Bob?
Right.
Thank you. Bless you. Okay, thanks for finding that. Next is 2 High Ridge Road. Again, sir, your name and address to Cassandra while I get the file. 2 High Ridge.
My name is Tom Sullivan.
Okay, so let's just take a quick look at this application.
Mentions on here, application for construction of deck, but what I'm really doing is putting up a lawn, a shed. A little 8x10 lawn, I'm gonna put it right on the lawn.
Okay, well, here's the good news. The good news is the application that I have for 2 High Ridge Road
Yep,
says put shed on wetlands area of our property.
yeah, well, unlike this other fellow, when Laura gave me the map I had, didn't say it, but when I looked at the map that she did, my driveway's on wetlands.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Exactly
My
the
house
same.
was built in like 1960, maybe or
Bless you.
something.
Around that. I believe yours property predated the wetlands, so.
I think wetlands went about 84.
84.
It was in the late 70s or
Yeah.
something.
and I think here.
No, I
it's-
think it's 84.
Maybe it's 81
Yeah, in that range,
Brookfield, something like
yeah.
that.
I think my house was 67 or 8.
Oh, okay, so here,
74?
Not for your house,
Oh,
but for
oh,
wetlands,
oh.
it's saying they were created
okay,
at my
so,
book.
all right, so we've got a couple little housekeeping items here.
Okay.
So first, again, the application that we have says, total acreage is about 1.5 acres.
Mhm.
It's blank for wetland area, and it's blank for total wetlands on the property. We're gonna need that completed.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah. I had a tough time pulling up.
yeah, well, they're online, it's not, you're not they're online, they're a little hard to figure out, we'll sort it out here. So, the map that we have,
I'm about 1.5 acres.
yeah, so this is the map we have, here's High Ridge,
Okay, yeah,
and
that's-
here's your
oh,
home,
Yes, yes, yeah, that's my map.
this is your map,
This is Laura's map.
this is Laura's map.
Yeah. So when I got this, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There's my driveway right there. It's almost all wetlands.
So where's the shed going on this map here?
I wanna put it, what happens is the driveway. This is the best way to- So when you're looking, coming off High Ridge Road down my driveway, we have this whole, it slopes down to my backyard, maybe 5 feet or something.
Okay.
And we have this whole bunch of bushes there. That's my neighbor's tree, that's like 50 feet away.
Okay.
But we thought, oh, if we put it on the lawn, behind those bushes,
Yep,
you wouldn't see it from the road.
oh,
And that was our thought.
yep,
And here's the area. There's the, right here is where it slopes down to the stream and there's some bushes there. But we put it like right here so you wouldn't see it behind you. So that
Oh,
was our thought.
all right,
As I
well-
say, it looked great here, but
it looks a little
Once
different
you
over
get
there,
beyond
yeah,
the
It's- hey,
wetland. But really, it's just all lawn. It's not wet.
Is it the house with the little walking bridge?
Yes, you can see it right on this, yeah, right here.
Oh, okay.
I'm right on the corner,
Yeah, yeah.
Ridge Road. Yeah. So there's, yeah, the stream is like 50 feet from the edge of the driveway.
Yeah.
So it never dawned on me that it was wetland.
Were you close to Tim Deacons? Attorney Deacon? I think he lived in High Ridge at one time.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know that
close to where you
My
were.
wife and
That's
I
all
have
right.
only been in Connecticut for like 6 years.
Okay, you may- I
Just-
might have
we bought High Ridge Road 4 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
refresh my memory, if you wouldn't mind, please, with, what's the difference between these maps? Is this one has a date of 2021, which is the one that came in with the application, and this one is more current?
2024.
That might have been his copy that I gave to him.
Well, no, I included my
He's
copy
got,
on
he
that.
included his
That's
copy.
'cause I
Yeah,
had
for
this-
where the original shed was.
Yeah.
So then the purple one was to indicate where the wetlands were going. That's what I gave you.
That's yours,
That's what
yeah,
I,
that's.
so I
as said,
sent that to him when he came in to visit.
Yeah,
the
but I'm
first
trying,
time.
it's, so maybe this is just not printed in color, or the
That
purple
is-
isn't
You're
showing up?
right, that's the way I see
Okay.
it too.
That
All
was
right.
his map when he originally came in with the shed
Yeah.
application.
I don't know
Okay.
where that came from.
I
Ah,
was just gonna say,
It
where's
was
the
a
source
Jeep.
of that?
Somebody gave it to me when I bought the house.
oh, okey-doke,
Yeah.
all right,
Does that clarify?
yeah, yep, we don't know. Which is
Right.
sometimes the fact.
So, I mean.
How big is the shed?
Technically, it would be on wetlands, but it would be, it's on my lawn. You know, the lawn goes right down to the
Yeah.
edge of the stream, which they say it's like 50 feet away.
So what's the dimensions of the shed?
Right.
What are you
It's
thinking?
8 by 10.
8 by
Okay.
10.
Eight
Yeah,
So
recorded
the
at
shed,
BJ's.
is it a wood
No, it's a
thing?
plastic, lifetime plastic.
Lifetime plastic, does it go on a foundation or
No,
footings?
well, it's got a, I think you just put it all together, you know.
But what secures it to the ground?
What's the
Anything?
footings?
Any footings?
I think, there's no footings or anything. I think.
If a
you
big
would
wind
just
comes up,
maybe-
what happens?
I would think maybe you'd
It's the
drive
neighbor's
in-
shed.
I haven't read the instructions yet, to be
Oh,
honest.
okay.
But I'm thinking, once you tile the floor together, there's probably spots that you just drive through a 12-inch rod with a hook or something, and then you attach the shed to it.
Okay,
I'm guessing.
I had an
Alright.
8 by 10 aluminum
No, this is this is
Yeah, but I
all
had the
plastic.
same thing, and there's nothing holding it to the ground, it's
Just there.
just there.
Put a tractor in there and hope for the best, right?
Well, a branch fell
Well,
on
yours
it.
was
Oh.
metal
Alright, so
and
my
yours is
lawnmower will hold it
plastic.
down.
Plastic is
no-
lighter than,
It was
metal.
No
aluminum.
foundation, no footings.
Correct. Yeah, just put it on,
Okay, so
We'll dig
again,
up-
we're just gonna
dig
up,
up the grass, right? We just, I don't know, do it.
okay, we're just gonna update the
Well, wait,
application.
do you think
Just one-
maybe
one
you should check
Just one
to-
second, Dave, let him just do this and then ask the question.
Just
Yeah, just drop your
initial?
initials in there. I just added that this shed is 8 feet by 10 feet and no foundation, no footings. Yes,
No, why don't you double check to make sure there are no footings in the kit?
if there is, he'll have to come back.
Well,
Yes,
No, no,
yeah,
no,
that's,
no, no, I mean, when we bought it, you know, we look at it, and it's just, you just take tiles and put them together and lay them on the ground. That's what you're saying, is there's no,
Yeah,
yeah, there's no footings, no
I
nothing.
wouldn't
big
imagine it
doghouse.
would be from a BJ shed, to be honest with you.
okay.
Yeah.
okay, well, you probably heard the earlier discussion with
Mhm.
your,
Coworker.
with another,
Yeah.
Brookfield resident.
Soil scientist.
I understand why you wanna put the shed there for
Really just
visual reasons, I get that,
I mean,
but
we could put it elsewhere.
that's what I'm wondering. Can you put it to the left side of this purple line, maybe a little further back, maybe, and get it out of this purple area? That makes it easy.
Yeah.
You wanna think about it a bit? We cannot approve it today, by the way. The state of Connecticut allows for
Right.
2
I
weeks.
knew it would be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Laura had mentioned that.
Yeah.
That's why I came tonight, just to
Yeah.
talk about it.
So
Alright.
you can think about it. I said, I'm having a struggle. I said, these maps, again, I don't know how much of that
Yeah.
discussion, it's
Yeah.
very relevant to your situation as well.
Okay,
They're directionally correct.
yep,
They're not absolutely correct.
okay,
But it is right now the only thing that we have.
yeah.
So I'm not ready to say, yeah, go ahead and put a shed on wetland soil. I'm not quite ready for that.
Sharon?
Yes.
How, if he moves it into the non-purple area, how far in does he wanna go from the purple area?
It's all
to
grass
be
over there, right?
acceptable?
Well,
Three
the
f-
whole thing's grass, right to this.
3
you say
feet,
it's-
5 feet, 5 feet.
5 feet in?
Yeah, 5
Okay,
feet.
so 5 feet in.
Think about it. Again, you can sort of gauge where this purple line is.
Well, yeah, I can, cause it's the edge of this driveway.
Yeah, think about, again, because you got 2 weeks, we can think about it, right?
Okay.
Think about moving that shed 5 feet that way of the purple line.
More so putting it behind the house instead of behind the bushes, as
Yeah.
he was looking to do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Your
Yeah,
other
Now
choi-
it's in view and it's, yeah.
Okay, well, your,
Um,
your other choice
Yep.
is the one that we discussed with, again, the gentleman
Prior.
two
Soil
applications prior.
scientist.
You get a soil
But
scientist.
I'm not gonna put in any footings or do any.
It's
I
not
understand
that.
that, but it's still putting stuff on
Still on the
wetland
wetlands.
soils. Yeah, still putting stuff
Alright,
on wetland soils,
well, you know
so,
what my quick answer is.
what's that?
I have to check with my wife.
I'm sure,
I'm
I'm
not
sure everybody in this
authorized
room would think
to
that was a
agree
good
to
idea.
anything with anybody without my wife.
I'm
So,
sure,
alright, but
so
your
think
point-
about it.
Alright, you're saying we move 5 feet from, into
The,
the way.
It's
the end
easy.
of the line
5
there.
feet into the, there's no argument or discussion, it's go ahead and do that.
You,
But if I come back and say, no, my wife wants it right there, what happens then?
Well, you
then.
move it with us. No, no.
Now you're, yeah, now, first off, I'm not excited about that idea.
Okay,
You could disprove this map by having a Connecticut
Oh, somebody
soil
come
science
out.
come out,
Right,
dig a
right.
couple holes around there,
So that's a way
And-
to change your wife's mind.
Same as you did the other job.
the other gentleman.
Well, usually.
But the only danger is they will find it is wetlands, so, you know,
well,
then
then,
you're.
yeah, well, then I
and-
gotta move it 5 feet.
Then you gotta,
Well, no,
yeah,
no, but
yeah,
then
yeah,
you're
yeah.
also paying a soil scientist,
Yep,
and then it's
okay.
the same
Yeah,
result,
you're in the
so.
same result, yeah.
You're in the same result.
Alright,
So you,
but I mean, I'm saying it kiddingly, but, the reality is.
you wanna
sure.
think about it.
Yeah, I gotta talk to the boss.
Yeah, you wanna think about it. And I think that's a good idea, you know.
Okay,
It gives us a
alright.
chance to think about it and gives you a chance to think about it. But I said, I personally,
Alright,
you know,
Mhm.
covering up wetlands is to be
Alright.
avoided.
alright. well, you know, as you say, as he's talking and thinking, you know, thank God I'm not digging, I'm just looking at the grass.
Yeah.
That's not,
Not the same.
that's
It's the same.
not-
It's essentially
It's
the same.
consistent, we gotta,
You're-
we
you're
have consistency, sure.
Compromising,
Absolutely.
you're compromising
Okay.
wetlands. And they're called things like what you're talking about, moving the shed is actually called feasible and prudent alternative,
Okay,
okay?
I like that. Can I steal this back?
Uh,
I think we
Can-
want it,
Can I give that to you?
I can print a copy of that for the file at East Lee.
I thought you each had a copy, I thought.
I wanna,
No,
I
Yeah,
want this
okay.
in the file.
I brought that,
I can make sure
because
that
she
gets
gave
in
it
the
to me.
file.
She gave you
I
this.
created that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need one of these in the file.
He's gotta take that one to the boss.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
He
Yeah,
has
I
to
gotta
take
bring
that
this
one
one
to the
back and
boss.
say, here's where the line is.
Yeah.
And then have Laura
I mean,
just print out a
I'm
new
not
one.
gonna take yours,
Okay, fair
obviously,
enough.
but we need that in the file.
Okay.
Are they
And
your
that's-
notes on there or his?
I don't think so. I don't think I.
There are
wrote
notes on the
that.
bottom. Are they yours or his?
That
Well,
was
I think
mine.
That was Laura's.
Oh, okay.
She wrote
Was
that.
reminded when he came in.
Okay.
He had two choices, to
Yeah,
either
that was
move it beyond the
mine.
purple or go with the commission.
Yeah, so let's just be clear, in the minutes, the minutes
Oh,
should,
that's right, you told me I didn't have to go to the commission.
If you were not in the
If I wasn't gonna
wetlands.
be in the wetlands. I forgot all about that. Okay.
see?
All right.
We-
I'm consistent.
Okay.
So again, just clear in the minutes, you know, that the commission is asking the land use to add the most current state of Connecticut GIS map for the property into the file. Okay? Okay.
Well, on the chance I don't come back, it was, thank you for your time.
We know you still are gonna need to come back, because
Oh.
the wetlands, the state of Connecticut, the Wetlands Commission has to approve any activity not only in wetlands,
Oh.
but in, what they call, the state of Connecticut calls the upland review area, or also known as the buffer.
Okay.
So
So
if
even
you
in the
move it
way.
5 feet to the left of the wetlands, that's good, but you're still in a regulated area.
Okay.
So you still are gonna need the application.
Well, I did the
You did
application.
it.
Right,
The-
you're still, yeah, you're still gonna
The
need to have it
permit.
approved. Right.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, you're still
Fair
gonna
enough.
need that, yeah.
All right.
Okay?
Well, thank you so
Any,
much.
and that varies, wetlands at 75 feet from the edge of the wetland is regulated activity. So from that map, you can see almost all of your home is in what they call the
Upland
review
review.
area,
Yeah, my house is
regulated
probably
activity.
50 or 60 feet long. to
Yeah.
a ranch.
Yeah, if it's a water course, it's 100 feet. And it's a regulated activity, so a lot of you hear stories about people down in Greenwich cutting down trees. You know, the governor cut some, and his neighbors
never
cut
heard
down a
that
bunch
story.
of trees.
yeah.
They were not in the, some of them, I guess, were in wetlands, but most of them were in the regulated area. And that, so that, it's the wetlands plus a buffer area.
And then some.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Because-
was Governor Lamont's
Yeah, and I guess there were a
problem.
bunch of
He
them.
cut down some trees and it was in a regulated area.
Regulated area.
Oops.
Oops.
All right, well, thank you
All right,
very
so
much for your
you will be
time.
on the agenda next.
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks, you'll be there as, old business, so we will continue the
You
discussion.
can always bring your wife, right, you know.
Yeah,
Really.
tell her we're better than anything on TV.
You.
Thanks so much.
Okay, 42, oh my goodness, 42 North Lake Shore. Did we not do that? Thank you. I'll make a motion then to continue,
Second.
W 2446?
2 High Ridge Road to the next regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
Dave seconds, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Cassandra.
Yeah, very good. Good brownie point.
Ready to jump to Michelle's project here.
Take your time.
Don't do that, it's contagious.
Sorry.
Sorry.
See the rest of us doing it in about 35 seconds.
Do you need my name, Cassandra? Michelle Morris Napoleon.
I've got 3 M's on there and I know.
M.
You live in New Fairfield, right?
I live in New Milford.
Or New Milford?
Yeah,
Okay.
right on the border of Bridgewater and New Milford.
67?
Yeah, I'm right, as soon as you cross over 67 and hit New Milford, that's,
Okay.
right there. I'm not far.
Think about the back way.
I take 133
Yeah, right.
all the way up.
133, right. Yep.
133 to the end, cross over 67.
You do anything in Bridgewater?
Work?
Do you do much work in Bridgewater?
Sorry,
A little
Tom.
bit.
All right.
Yeah, I know Julie Stewart quite well.
Okay.
I mean, it's Curtis Reed.
We did,
What's that?
We did for the town, we did the design of the state.
Oh, I didn't know that. Very cool.
Yeah, for the sidewalks in Bridgewater.
Okay, all right, good.
There's sidewalks in
Good.
Bridgewater?
If you go at the cross, if you make a right at the stop sign, there's new sidewalks.
Is there?
Right, yeah.
Very cool.
I'll have to take a drive-through.
Okay, so I got 42 North Lake Shore, .229 acres.
Correct.
All right, disturbed wetlands, so this is just lake stuff, right?
This is like stuff.
Okey-doke. So let me make sure I got the right map here. It looks like I have two things here.
It's once the survey, don't have to worry about it, just the existing conditions survey.
Right, well, here. So which one should we be looking at?
That's that one.
Other one?
Should have a revision date of 8/1/24 on it, on the side.
8/1/24, okey-doke. Is this a notification?
No, it's a new application.
What is that? Okey-dokey, so,
This is an existing house, Candlewood Lake here
Yeah.
is down here, North Lake Shore Drive is here. This is actually like kind of the inlet, the town park is across the way on the other side of the inlet, and here
Okay.
it comes out. The 440 line is here, so everything down is, we actually are,
CLP?
yeah, we're before our first light right now, getting approval for the work that we show within the 440 area. They're proposing to do an addition, a deck, and they're replacing the septic tank. The addition, all of the addition except for 4 square feet is outside of the upland review area. So I kind of revised that application and I
I
crossed
see
that
that.
out.
Yep.
Because, she had added it and it's not in the upland review area, so I took it out. So we're before you for the deck.
Okay.
They're replacing the existing septic tank. And then we show a reserve area for the septic, but it's not gonna be installed at this time. It's just, showing that we have room to do a septic if we ever need to
So you
do
gotta
one.
take out what's there?
Nope, this is just a proposed, so
In
if
case,
they-
in case.
Oh,
In
so you're just
the
adding.
existing septic is here, so we're just showing,
That's like the reserve.
yeah, just the reserve
Right,
area.
right.
But they are replacing the septic tank, so we're
Okay.
doing a new tank.
Oh, a new tank.
Yeah.
Now, where's the existing tank?
The new tank is. Oh, right here. It's this shade right here, this little box
okay.
right there, see it?
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
you gotta bring an excavator down there to haul that thing out,
Yeah.
or?
So the plan is to come down the north side of the house to come in and take the tank out. And, again, and the deck, similar to the other ones, it's just sonotubes, not, it's an elevated deck.
So permits get, so you're saying this is gonna be a big excavator?
Probably something significant, because, it's a concrete tank, so it's gonna be a little heavier.
Okay, I wanna just update this.
How many bedrooms?
I don't know how many bedroom, wait, I have the file, I could tell you.
Because that'll tell you how big your tank is.
I think it's a
1,200
on
gallons?
here, it's probably a 1,250 gallon, yeah, 1,250
Oh,
gallon
okay,
tank.
yeah. That's
So
right.
it's a standard size tank.
Is it working properly now, or is it failing?
I think because they're doing the addition, so we're too close to the addition, so they need to relocate it slightly to get that
okay.
separation. So it's not failing, it's just giving the,
Gotta be, 25 feet away from a house for a septic tank, right?
right, and we have, so this right here is
Right.
addition on the house, so this is our upland review area line right here. That's
Okay.
the 200 feet off the lake. So the addition is out of the 200-foot buffer, except for this tiny little corner, and I did it, it's 4 square feet. And then, 90% of the deck is in the upland review area.
And this is the silt, where's the silt fence?
Silt
there?
fence is,
Well, this is the,
I don't know, she didn't put any on here, so I could show some silt fence for you.
Okay,
I could
so
add
that's
that.
homework item number 1.
Yep.
Please put silt fence in, and this soil stockpile, is that temporary?
Yep, that's just temporary, so when they dig the hole, put the dirt here, and then they'll remove, I think she mentioned it in the,
Okay, but on the plan, just again, homework item number 2, proposed temporary soil stockpile, not, because it's not gonna stay there.
mm-hmm.
And then help me with some language. excavators, they, large, medium, small, big ones?
I would say, oh, like,
Somebody help me with language. Excavator, large one? Here's what I'm after.
Yeah, I
When
don't
she
know.
brings a nice big one down there and the phone rings, if the neighbors are asking, why is there big equipment down there, Laura can say, oh, that's because
Well,
we approved it.
I'm
It's
just
not a
trying to-
Bobcat, right?
No, it's definitely not a Bobcat,
No,
it's
no,
not
it's
a
bigger.
mini excavator.
What is it? I need a language
I don't
thing.
know, what would you say?
Is
big
there
one?
something in between a large one and a mini? I mean,
Let's
I
just call it a
can't think-
large excavator.
I
right?
would
don't
say
know.
so, only
Yeah.
because I don't think you're gonna pull a 1,250
No,
gallon
you're gonna have a big.
concrete tank out with a mini.
Well, and the existing tank, they'll just crush and, that'll,
Right.
they fill it, crush it, stays in place, so it's really just digging the hole to put the tank in and the line to connect it to the existing septic.
There's not
And
much they
bringing
can
large.
get back there either.
No,
What's
I
that,
don't
Ralph?
think so. You
There's,
don't have
there isn't
that
much
much.
they can get back there, there's.
No,
Oh,
they need a
okay,
big
so
one, that's what I'm saying,
You're not
we need
taking out
something
the
big down back
existing
there.
concrete tank.
No,
No,
usually you
there's-
just crush them in place.
There's only a 10-foot
So-
setback, and there's
Yeah.
a tree next to the house anyway.
So you might actually be able to do with a mini, cause the new
Yeah,
tank,
you'd have-
what is that?
You couldn't get anything bigger than a mini back there.
Yeah, okay, so it
You'd
would
have to
be a
take out
mini
the house.
excavator, cause the newer tanks aren't concrete.
Well, they could do a plastic or they could do concrete back there. Cause you do plastic if you don't drive over it, but if you're driving over it, you have to do concrete, and I don't think anyone's gonna drive over it. So they might be able to do a plastic back there. It's up to what
Right.
they wanna spend.
So, I mean, to the guy's questions here, do we have to worry about, I guess you have a silt fence,
I'll
a
add the little-
excavator tracks digging up the soil, I guess you got a silt fence, that's gonna take care of that.
Yeah, and I'll do, cause they don't, you can't drive over the septic anyway.
Right.
So, I'll put a row of silt fence, like right below it.
Okay, so that homework,
Well,
that's homework
excuse me,
number
this
one.
is the reserve there, this septic's down here.
Right, but I don't want, this is not going in.
Right.
And we're just,
Okay.
this is where the new tank is, so
Right.
I'm gonna do it right below. Then
Okay.
I'll have to do, see, this is the new line, so, I'll come down and come back up.
Okay.
All right.
But this, like I said, they're not gonna excavate this out, they'll just fill it, crush it, leave it in place.
So she wants to keep it open to a regular excavator.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea,
Yeah.
cause it is a big thing, so.
It is a big thing, otherwise Rob says you're not getting a full-size excavator back there.
Yeah, well, again, it's mostly,
here nor there.
yeah, well, it isn't. I said, we've had people, cause they care, right? Saying, what the heck is going on down the road here? We got this excavator that's the size of the Grand Canyon. And Laura can say, well, yes, we know all about it.
We approved it.
So, again, back to the soil stockpile. The construction sequence says soil stockpiles are to be ringed with silt fence and stabilized if it is to remain undisturbed longer than 30 days?
Well, it's just standard, so it's.
But it's
if
gonna be removed before,
Yeah, I assume it will be a pretty come in, do it and out of there.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Right.
Right.
If it takes longer, if they run into some issues, and it takes longer than 30 days, you want it stabilized so that it doesn't
They're
erode.
gonna want it done in 30 days, cause they're gonna want the equipment out of there.
Well, and they need to be able to flush their toilets.
Well, that helps too.
So, I could take that 30 days out if you don't want the 30 days.
well, no, I'm okay. I understand why you got 30 days. I want it gone when this project is done and you're asking for approval. I want the soil out of there.
So if you keep going down further, contractor to remove any excess excess stockpile material once construction, so that
Okay.
includes the soil stockpile.
All right, so that solves my question then. Yeah.
It's in the construction
Yeah, yeah.
sequence, right?
Yeah.
That's near the end, that's one of the last things you do, right?
I'm gonna say, once construction is complete, you don't get a CO on this, do you? What do you get on this? You get a CO?
We're gonna get a building permit.
You'll have to get building
And
permit.
they'll
She'll
get a
get a
health
certificate of
department.
completion, a CC maybe.
Okay. All right, well, I assume this is not gonna be a big problem. We won't have a dirt, anyways. I just wanna have this correct, right? It says we're not approving a dirt pile there.
No.
Till-
It's
I
temporary.
can,
Kingdom
I'll
Come.
say, contractor remove any excess stockpile and, material and soil stockpile, temporary soil. Just to make it really clear.
Yeah, okay, so that's homework item number 3, right?
Yep.
Other than that, I don't
So closed, you want me to call it temporary stockpile, add the silt fence, and then change
reword
word.
that,
And then
right?
did you want me to put something about what the excavator size?
yes, I guess the answer is yes, because you're gonna be replacing this construction sequence, so the answer is yes.
Okay, so I'll add it to the remove existing to
Yeah, I think I
with,
put something there, and then to be reworded. Yes, on bullet number 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
In other words, using large excavator or using necessary size excavator?
I like large.
Okay.
Because it helps them.
It helps, that's fine.
Okay.
If it's smaller, that's fine too, you know, like
Right.
when you get there,
Yeah.
nobody,
Yes.
You got the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. 4 little things.
What was the other thing?
Silt fence, temporary, large excavator, and reword bullet number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever that is. The one that talks about making sure the soil is gone when the project's gone. The project's done. Right? Silt fence, add the word temporary, add large excavator to bullet 3, and reword bullet 4th from the bottom that says all the soil will be removed when project is complete. Alrighty, sorry. Great. I'll make a motion then to continue 42 North Lake Shore to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Second that.
Bob seconds that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous.
I
Alright.
assume you live near.
Sir, are you 1 High Ridge?
I used to live in the short term.
Yeah, you knew it pretty well.
I'll make a
Yeah.
motion to go to
Have to do anything,
854 Federal Road.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries unanimous. So we're gonna jump that one.
Good night, everyone, thank you.
Thanks,
Good night.
Michelle. You get the file. Your name, name and address.
John Schmitz, SCHMITZ. Yale Company. It's 255 Pacer Park Road.
There's 10-foot setbacks for every house. So you only have 10.
Is this, the old bowling alley area?
So I've seen people do
Just north
septics,
of it.
Okay.
and just what they said, they'll leave the old one there, and then they'll have a
What are the order
bobcat
about?
drag the new one
What-
back.
I'm sorry?
Because
Right,
you
they're
can't get
the
any,
butter
you know,
to
you
the
only have
south.
10 feet.
Oh, okay.
People have things on the side of their house too, like decks and things like that. It's a disaster.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster, yeah.
What, do they build too closely together there?
Yeah. My lot was .19 acres. That was my lot,
Point.
.19. And that one was a bigger lot because it's got all this waterfront property. It's right on the water.
Makes it valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Laura, I don't see it.
854 Federal Road. Federal. This,
It disappeared.
next to Peters Imports. Vacant lot. Oh, is this the new construction? Yeah. 854.
Okay, we're, trying to lay our hands on the file. It's here someplace, but it does not seem to be on the cart, which it normally is. So we don't have the application. Is this, or is it here? Let me just check. Let me see if they put it
I
in
would
this
do my
file.
operations, didn't see it, but I'm not gonna say I don't have it.
What's this one? 90. 42, 1 High Ridge. I'm sorry, I said, as you can see, we have gone through over a dozen, and they're all on the cart, but for some reason, we do not have yours. So why don't you just tell us what it is, let's see if we can get it.
Yeah, I mean, I expected I'd just be a receipt anyway. So,
Okay.
854 is a 3.5 acre, 2.7 acre parcel on the west side of Federal Road.
Okay,
I'm representing AR Building Company, who's actually doing the residential site across the street. There's two buildings on the east
so
side.
this is not the old Peters Imports, right?
Next to it.
It's south of that, or it's
South- south of it.
South of it?
Right,
Yep.
we're north of the bowling alley.
North
The
of-
site's currently undeveloped, it's wooded. There were a couple of houses on there years ago.
And there's two little wetlands up on the,
There are.
two
correct.
little okay, I know the
There are two,
property, okay.
correct, connected by a pipe. So what we proposed to do, there was, and the commission had approved a project here, it was much larger.
Right, yes,
Years ago.
yes.
Then I think it was.
I remember that.
2015, the Enclave, I think was part of.
Something like, yeah, I remember the property now,
Right.
yes.
Yeah,
So,
we-
it was a much larger parcel and included some filling of wetlands, so we're back with, just the one parcel, 854. Basically to build a single, residential building, 4-story building with 51 units, 77 parking spaces, and then, proposing to fill approximately 7,200 feet of wetlands, which I think is slightly less than what was approved last time.
Okay, well, I don't remember filling wetlands. I remember there were 3 wetlands on that property on that one. There were 2 small ones, and they were kind of created ones. And then there was a pond, or there was a bigger one, if my memory serves.
I would say the pond would be the one towards Federal Road, is the one closest to the road.
Okay. All right, well, we're not gonna be able to make any progress on this evening. I mean, the good news is, we've got,
Right.
the state gives us 65 days, so,
I anticipated probably it'd be a significant activity, most likely.
You could probably go ahead and set a public hearing if you wanted to.
right, because there's, so again, I don't remember approving filling wetlands. I respect what you're
Sure.
saying.
No, I can find
I
a
just
little
don't remember that, because I remember being on the commission and looking at this one. I remember a big.
How far up is this from the bowling alley?
Right next
lot.
door.
Oh, it's right next door, adjacent
Yeah,
property?
What's the relationship between that lot and the construction that's going on Laurel Hill Road? So it would basically be right behind it?
That's not related to this property, or not related to this property.
Well, it's adjacent, isn't it?
I think it might be diagonal.
Yeah, there's construction adjacent to us, but it's not related to this project, it's totally separate.
Okay.
Yeah, different.
How many units do you want, how many apartments?
51.
51 in there, huh? Okay.
It's gonna be rental, right?
And this is a new application.
This is a new application.
Okay. All right, well, I said, have you considered an alternative of not filling wetlands in this new application?
We looked at-
Also known as prudent and feasible?
Right, we did look at ways to mitigate and rather avoid. So the original application that was approved, we can talk about, I can provide copies
We don't
of
wanna
that.
talk about that, that's why I
No.
asked, it's a new
So
application,
what I'm
so
saying
whatever
is-
happened,
right.
bear with me one second, whatever happened before, happened before. This is totally new.
I get it.
So do not assume anything that was done on that approval will carry over,
And that's to my point.
okay?
The original application had soil scientists who flagged the wetlands and that boundary. We originally looked at reusing those wetlands where we were avoiding the wetland impact and laid out everything according to zoning. We couldn't locate the soils report or the soil scientist who did that previous one, so we had our soil scientist, Eric Davison, went back out more recently to verify the wetlands. They were larger than what the previous soil scientist had flagged. So
That can
we have a
happen
little
over-
bit, so we have a little bit more area.
That can happen
and
over
depth.
time.
Right, exactly. So, so then when we looked at our layout, there's a finger of the wetlands that kind of protrudes in towards the middle of the site, a little bit larger than what was before. So we've kind of avoided as much as we could to move the road and the parking around it, to try to reduce any of the impacts. The 2 wetlands, we cross in between them, so there's no impact there. But then as we get closer to the building, the finger kind of juts out. We aren't able to get completely
So I think we've done a good job of trying to avoid it the best we can. Potentially, we could reduce the 1,700 a little bit more, but I don't know if there's any way to completely avoid it.
Well, that is your, that will be, something that you'll want to consider, and it's something that we, as a commission, have the responsibility to consider, which is prudent and feasible alternatives, which can be smaller buildings and whatnot. There's a lot of options there. But if you're telling us right now this application shows filling wetlands.
Correct.
And again, I appreciate you getting them flagged again. That speeds the process along. Then to be consistent, yes, we'll set a public hearing for this. We'll also have third-party review on it. I don't have the application. Certainly we'll have a third-party review of any plans you have for crossing the wetlands or filling them in, or if you have any plans to create wetlands in lieu of what you're
Right.
proposing to eliminate. They'll take a look at that. I can't tell, stormwater, where does the stormwater go? Do you know off the top of your head?
Sure.
Does it all go into?
About 75% of the stormwater flows towards Federal Road
Okay.
through the wetlands, and there's a discharge pipe from the northeasterly most wetland, there's a discharge pipe from there into the state system that then ties into the state system and crosses Federal Road to the east side.
So
and discharges into another pipe.
75% goes directly into a storm water?
They go into the wetlands, and the wetlands discharge through a pipe.
Okay, then that will be
Into
the other
the
scope for the wetlands soil scientist. And again, without the application, I'm also thinking we're probably gonna have a stormwater management third-party review. So we'll have two reviews, two third-party reviews, a Connecticut wetland soil scientist and someone that is stormwater management skilled.
We really need a map on this.
We do, and I'm sure the file is back there someplace.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it is.
I'm
And
not
if
quite
it
sure
isn't,
what
then
Yeah, and it was all.
the applicant's gonna help us out and get us another copy.
Good, good. Sorry we made you wait all this time for this.
I expected,
All right.
I didn't expect anything tonight. So.
Okay,
No
all right,
introduction.
so, again, this also gives you the chance to think about it, because we're gonna set a public hearing. Again, if you wanna reconsider, I said prudent and feasible alternatives to get you out from filling wetlands, we don't need a public hearing.
Right. Yeah, I don't want people to avoid it.
All right, so we're looking at maybe, certainly won't be on the 26th, the 9th of September? What does your schedule look like for that?
It's fine.
I don't know, though, let me ask Laura, we got 35 days to get this. No, we could do it on the 23rd as well, right? Because you gotta get, it would be good to get the third-party review input for the public hearing.
You have 65 days in which you have to open the public hearing.
All right, so let me suggest, not the 9th, let's look at the 23rd of September for the public hearing. That way, we can get the materials. You gotta secure the services of a soil scientist and stormwater management, then you gotta get them the information. And if we push it out to the 23rd, there's a very good chance, though we don't know for sure, that they would be able to provide us input at that public hearing, right? Sound good? So the 23rd looks all right for you?
Does, yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
All right, well, again, in consideration of the current application is proposing to fill in wetlands, I'd like to propose that we set a public hearing for 854 Federal Road. It's application W-24-49 for September 23rd?
23rd.
September 23rd, 2024.
I'll second that.
Bob seconds that. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you for moving it up.
Yeah, well, okay, I wish I could have done a little bit more. So, and I just to confirm, like I said, you are aware, you have to pay for these third-party
Yes.
reviews, right? Okay.
Yes. plan, yeah, understands that.
Okay, great, great, thank you. All right, let's go back to One High Ridge. Is anybody here for
There
One
is no
High
one
Ridge?
here for that particular application. The application was actually just received. So,
Oh, it's just today.
yes.
So I'm probably not there then. Okay, all right, well then, let's continue One High Ridge Road to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Okay.
Bob seconds, all
Yep.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right, so let's go back to, old business. Again, Vice Chairman. We don't have one, and we should. So regular members can be officers, alternates, you get to vote, but you cannot be considered for an officer's position, so.
How many members are we missing?
Well,
One-
we are
one-
short one regular member
And
to
one alternate.
fulfill Michael's open slot, and
Right.
then, yes, there commonly would be 3 alternates,
Okay.
and we have 1.
Okay.
So, don't all speak up at once.
Being Bob is currently secretary, if you wanna move up to
I'll-
vice chair, that's fine. If
I
not,
guess I
I
will.
would be open to it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you wanna do it?
If you don't want to, I will do it. Or if you feel like you wish to move up to vice chair,
No,
that's fine.
I'm the pay's lousy. Go ahead, you can do it, no.
All right.
All right,
Did they decide?
what's that?
I would be interested, but I have health issues
Okay.
right now, so but I am interested for the
And-
future with longevity and so on.
I apologize for not.
No,
I was
no,
just
no,
going
it's
back to
okay.
prior meetings, so I
Right.
wasn't trying to exclude your opinion. I apologize for that, so.
No, that's okay.
If you would like it to, I'd be happy to.
Well,
The pay is the same.
Yeah,
No,
right,
I know.
exactly.
No, I know, it's so, I know.
Exactly the same.
I have a little bit more I have to go through with health. It's gonna start in September and probably go September, October. Then hopefully I'll be good again. I'm not really campaigning for this
No.
either,
I
you know,
said
by
the
any
pay
stretch.
is the same.
But, no, I would like to, go beyond what I've been doing. I've been on this for 4 years. But if you don't feel comfortable, with my health, that's okay also.
Well, we have a new slate in January anyways, so, this is good for this month through.
Okay.
I would like to do it maybe in January. I
Okay.
should be good again, if that's okay
That-
with you.
I'm totally
And
okay
that's
with
okay
that.
with you?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well
And
then,
this
I'm
way-
sorry, I magically appear out of nowhere.
No, that,
And, no, but I have wanted to, go up in the world a little bit.
and I could
because-
appreciate that. and
we're
I.
not going
I'm-
anywhere.
I'm happy you spoke out.
Okay, okay, fine.
All right, I'll make a motion then to, nominate? Approve? What's the word I want here?
Nominate.
Nominate Tom Keller to be the commission, vice chairman. If approved by the commission, he will be the commission vice chairman.
I'll second that.
Bob seconds that. Any more discussion? That was a good discussion, Dave.
Do you
Thank
accept
you
the
for that.
nomination?
A
That was
little
good
awkward, to say
Yes.
the least.
No, it's always awkward.
If
They're
I
always
hadn't had
awkward.
these health issues, yes,
Yeah,
I would
no,
have absolutely wanted to do it.
They're always awkward. Like I said, we're not angling for
Yeah.
extra pay here.
No. If I had been here, the last
Sure.
several months, but no, that's okay.
And this will
You're
cover
right,
it.
it isn't angling for pay or anything.
Darn it.
You know what generally
And it doesn't do much on your LinkedIn profile either, I can tell you
No.
that.
A lot of this just has to do with longevity. You just
And,
stay in
and
the
I
position
fully
a long
understand that
time.
was part of the reason for my hesitancy in the last meeting we discussed it. So I fully get that.
All right, good discussion. All those in favor of
Aye.
naming
Aye.
Tom to be the commission vice chairman?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. As I said, make sure you give your social security number so they can give you the pay raise.
There you go.
All right,
They're
correspondence.
gonna double it, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Get overtime. 9 o'clock, holy smokes. Correspondence, this is all
It's all for the treatment of the
All
ponds. It's
treatment
just
of the
as a
ponds.
notification.
Okay,
They pull their permits with the state.
okay. Review of previous minutes. I wasn't here, I did a quick check, I didn't see anything,
I
but let me
didn't
leave
either.
it to those who read them
I-
and were here.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything either, they look good.
I am going to abstain, obviously,
Okay.
I
I'll
wasn't
make
here.
a motion then.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes, for the last July 22nd meeting.
Second.
Okay, Rob seconds, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion. Any
I
opposed? No,
abstain.
2 abstentions?
Yes.
So motion carries 3-0 to 2. All right, anything informal discussion?
For next week, could we possibly get some more information on the last, discussion we had, which was the 8-something Federal Road?
854 Federal Road?
Yeah,
Yep, absolutely. It should also be on
Like
the
a-
portal too.
like a map?
So when I get the agenda, there should be a link that also connects you to the application.
yeah.
So.
Cause you know, right behind it, they're doing something. Verdi?
It's another bunch
It's
of
another apartment
apartments,
thing,
yeah.
so that didn't come through this commission? I
Yeah, there
guess?
was, there's wetlands on that property too.
Oh, there is?
Yeah,
Okay,
What's the one in Laurel Hill?
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that one, I
A
remember.
lot of the projects being built now were all gone through multiple
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, that one I remember, because the wetlands, that one in particular, I remember it was an absolute bramble.
We
were even
walked
having
that.
trouble, we tried to walk it,
Yeah.
we couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Well, but there was a house there.
I think there was.
There was.
There
There was a
was?
blue house.
Yeah, I think there was a house.
Yeah, there was,
There
that's
was a house,
correct, yeah.
But now it's gotta be 50 feet off the road. I don't know if you've seen it lately.
No, no, I haven't.
They put, I don't know what they're doing, but you can, you know, theoretically drive onto the property now. It is just straight uphill. It's extremely awkward looking.
It was awful, we tried to get in there.
Yeah,
We
it was
tried,
very
but it
th-
was
yeah,
like,
very
oh
thick.
my God. you
Well, I
could-
drive by there every day,
Yeah.
so I saw the trees come down, I saw what the topography looked like, and they've added a lot to it, for whatever reason, I'm not gonna question why, but it's gonna be right behind this other one.
Yeah,
They're gonna be adjoining.
yeah,
Okay, 500,
why
we're gonna have
don't we
1,000
adjourn?
condos, apartments down there.
what's that?
We're gonna have 1,000 apartments down there
Yeah,
before
easy.
long.
Why don't we adjourn?
Okay, we just wanted to finish the informal discussion.
Yes,
so-
yep, yep.
Okay, any more? So,
Could I bring up one quick thing?
yep,
I had a gentleman come to me, give me a call inquiring about invasive removal for wetlands and what would trigger and what the threshold of the permit. It's actually in the wetlands. If someone wants to remove invasives by hand in the wetlands, would you consider it something that you want them to come before the commission? And this is, because it is depositing and removing material.
the answer is yes, there's no way around an application.
That's what I figured.
I think you could do, if he's talking about picking up 20 Japanese barberries, you know, and 3 bittersweet roots, you could probably do an agent approval.
Even when it's directly in the wetlands.
Yeah, I said, if it's a
Yeah.
modest amounts,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, he's gotta have an application, he's gotta show you what he's trying to make better,
Mhm.
right? We don't make things impossible for
course.
people. We need to know, obviously by hand, is he gonna, any follow-up with chemicals?
No chemicals.
Well, once he gets it in the
In the
application.
writing,
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's what I'm saying, if
Okay.
it's handfuls of things,
Mhm.
agent approval. If he's saying, this is, you know, a quarter of an acre, and we're bringing in multiple guys, and I gotta hire a contractor,
Then it's definitely too much.
then I think
I just was curious where you wanted to draw the threshold for that, cause I didn't know where it was.
handfuls, it's like a
Handfuls.
tree,
Okay.
a handful, 1 or 2 trees.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Does that sound all right?
That sounds
sound
fine.
all right to
Just
everybody?
wanted clarification on it. Perfect,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, Dave makes the motion.
Second it?
Okay, Rob seconds. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any
Turn-
opposed? Motion
Turn
carries
off your
unanimous. We
mics,
are adjourned.
everybody.